So welcome back, everyone. My next guest has been on with me several times. I have with me almost a year now, I think you've been on with me, Scott. I have Scott Fischer. He's the owner of Options for Senior Living. And I must tell everybody out there a little bit about Scott, because the more I've gotten to know you, I am in awe of what you do. And what you've done also for the seniors. You are a seniors advocate for sure. But you have to listen to his past, and a little bit, I want you to talk a little bit about the organizations that you started, because we were talking about people getting ripped off. I'm sorry, but it does happen all the time.
Absolutely.
Welcome back. I want you to tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Well, thanks, Carol. It's great to be here again, and I always look forward to getting together. Yes, I was a nurse for a number of years. I started helping families, particularly that were experiencing trouble with Alzheimer's disease and all the psychiatric symptoms that sometimes come along with that. That led me to walk in and out of senior living, group homes, assisted living, independent living communities for the first time, and went, wow, how did people get here? There was a new industry starting to emerge about that point, and this is back in 2002, 2003, so over 20 years ago. And this new industry was the referral and placement agents that we now call ourselves. But we help families, guide them through a process to find the right senior living solution when mom or dad, grandma, grandpa are having these kinds of troubles, whether they're not safe at home, whether they're having a medical condition like Parkinson's or Alzheimer's disease. We live in a world, the world I work in is a non-licensed, largely unregulated space, so people get taken advantage of all the time. I was brought into a conversation back in 2009, 2010 with a colleague of mine down at our local area agency on aging, and there was an advocacy group made up of a representative from the Attorney General's office, the Department of Health Services, the Better Business Bureau. These people were largely concerned that these new professionals were ripping people off, doing all kinds of unethical things, and one of the ombudsmen, who is plays a big role in senior care here in the county, wagged her finger at us and challenged my buddy Rita and I to do something about our industry. We went, what do we do? And we formed a group. And last Thursday, I went to our local chapter, Pastors Professional Association of Senior Referral Specialists. I was the co-founder and the first president for 8 years of that group. And now 15 years later, that group has now spawned a national movement. That national movement now has 33 chapters around the country, establishing best practices, code of ethics, and an industry standard that people can trust.
Thank you. Thank you for that,
Yeah,
because it's
thanks.
all started with Scott. Without him, that would have never happened. Now, we were talking earlier about people who, want to stay in their homes as long as they can, and absolutely, that everyone does.
Right.
Nobody wants to have to leave.
Right.
But we were also talking before this show today about the statistics of falls and things that when the firefighters have to get called and come in. And I didn't realize this, but you did say something. I heard you that after about the fourth or fifth time or something like that of happening, I think they charge.
Well, they're talking about it.
They're talking about doing that. Listen up, everybody.
No, they're talking about it because it's $1,000 to $1,500 to the community every time the trucks roll. And I've got some statistics from the various cities around the greater Phoenix area where we're in the tens of thousands of lift assists, non-emergent lift assists, where we just go out, send the fire guys out, and they help Edith and Charlie get out of the bathroom, get out of bed, get off the floor. They don't transport them, they assess the situation, they're told to leave. Now, the fire department wants to be great servants to our community. The hearts of these people are phenomenal. We love our first responders. Our community aging issues are beating them up. And so we have to help the fire departments as care providers better educate, better reach the seniors and the families of the adult kids of those seniors, reach those people and educate them on the resources, how to make their homes more safe. If you're not ready to move yet, that's fine. Let's learn to age in place safely. Whether we do modifications in the bathroom, what's it like 75-80% of all accidents in the home happen in the bathroom or falls. My mother has had 2 falls, one in her own home, one in her senior living, broke her arm twice now in the last 4 or 5 years. And she's living in a 24/7 place now, still fell and broke her arm. So our seniors are falling, Our seniors are unfortunately being diagnosed with Alzheimer's and various dementias at an alarming rate, and these two are like the co-nemesis of our aging population. Falls and dementia are just causing some trouble for everybody.
I want to say this too, because I had an ex-mother-in-law who recently was falling. Let me just tell you, it's not like they fall and tell you about it. Most of the time they don't,
No.
because they're embarrassed or they are scared, because now maybe it's time. And I want to now jump to this, okay? When is the best time for somebody to call you? Because I know you're all listening out there, and you want to call before it's too late. I mean, there's a better time to call, and even if it's way in advance is better.
Well, can I tell you something? Since our last appearance, a gentleman heard us on the radio that day. He called my office, and my daughter Leah responded, went out and did an appointment and met him. He goes, I'm not ready yet, but I heard Scott say, call me before the crisis. So I want to get a plan together. We'd much rather talk to you for 3 to 6 months or a year in advance. If you need resources, I've been in business over 20 years. I know the best, the hand-picked, high-caliber resources, home care companies, modifications for your bathroom, medical equipment that you might need. Any other resources in the community, we'll bring those in until you are ready or until something else changes. But please call us before the crisis. And thank you to one of your listeners. They did, and we were out and saw him the last 2 weeks ago.
Listen up, everyone.
Yeah.
This is so important. The information that you get here is phenomenal. And maybe it's not today, but you know what? It's better to call in advance. I'm telling you, I lived it. I saw what happened to my ex-mother-in-law, and it's so sad. It really is, and it doesn't have to be like that. Their number to call is 602-845-1320. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. He's also nominated for the Ethics Award in 2022. That's the Better Business Bureau Award. And let me tell you, it's not easy to get nominated for that at all. This is a free service to you.
Right.
This is what I don't get, okay?
Yeah.
Well, and also, just because there's Dr. Google is out there, yes, Google is.
Yeah, please
but you know
don't.
what? Please.
Please don't listen to what you Google. We are on the ground, boots on the ground team that sees, and part of our best practice is that we do not refer you to any place we haven't been into, we worked with, we background check for you. It's all part of the service we provide up front so that when families lean in with us, they can have a high degree of confidence they're going to get the right outcome.
Again, that phone number is 602-845-1320. He works valley-wide, and again, it is a free service to you. It just makes sense to have that consultation with him. Do it early. You're going to be so happy that you did. We don't really talk about some of these things all the time because we always get talking about other things. I do want to talk about, parents' dementia. Okay, what is that? I mean, first of all, what are the signs?
Unfortunately, people think that when they say my mom has Alzheimer's or my mom has some form of dementia, they're thinking an advanced confusion, an advanced memory loss. They're losing they don't recognize their children, and you're thinking about things way down the road. Now, the Alzheimer's Association publishes a scale, like a 1 through 7 stage or scale that people can kind of eyeball and go, my mom's there, stage 1, stage 2. But the earliest stages are really around changes in thinking, changes in personality, subtle things like decision making and problem solving, and changes in their sense of humor. When I do an initial assessment, I look for those things because most people want to defend themselves and I don't have any Alzheimer's, I don't have any dementia. I know that today's
I'm
Tuesday.
okay.
And
What are you
I'm
talking
okay.
about?
Trump's the president, whatever. And I'm like, how many times has mom canceled her doctor's appointment in the last 6 months? Oh, she keeps blowing them off. Is she overdrawn any checks or any? So you start to ask a few more questions and you can start to see, I call it the fraying is starting to happen. And it's not to shame, it's to identify, because I can't plan well for you, even to keep you home for a while. I can't help you make a great aging plan if I don't know. So we go in and do a face-to-face assessment with families where it makes all the sense in the world. I can learn a lot by living being in their living room to see their living environment. I can see what's in the fridge, what's in the trash, what's around.
You know
and
what
it
to
gives
look
us,
for.
I do, and it gives us a lot of insight for how to go forward.
Listen, folks, you know, and I'm gonna say this, you don't go in there and say, oh my God, and you're not like doomsday.
Mm.
It's not about that. Especially, I think for you, of course, you want them to stay as, also in their home as long as they can, if that makes sense. But when it doesn't make sense, it's better to have somebody who knows all, you know the ground, I don't know what you call that, but you know it, and he's the one to call. He's fantastic at what he does. That phone number again to call is 602-845-1320. It's optionsforseniorliving.com. Now, we're still live in the room because we're on Facebook, okay, so we can still talk a little bit longer, okay?
Yeah.
So, you know, parent, they come in,
Yeah.
usually, I have to ask you, is the parent the ones that are obstinate? Or do they wanna hear,
No, more often the kids are doing this in response to a sudden decline or a challenge or a crisis,
Mhm.
and they're pushing things forward. Most seniors don't do these plans. I'm working with a financial advisor on a new project. They have worked with families for years selling long-term care insurance. Most people haven't opened that thing in 25 years since they bought it. Now they're 78 years old, and they did all the right thing, and they have no idea. And they think, well, if that day ever happens, and if I ever need to go somewhere, I guess I got some coverage. Well, we're gonna create a narrative and a newsletter and outreach to those folks that have bought those products, because what they don't know is inside that, those policies, there's often benefits called like care coordination. They have benefits for in-home care, a caregiver coming in to help them. They don't have to wait until, the last minute to ever use that policy. There's other benefits in that policy, so we need to educate them on how to get help sooner than later.
Sometime talk about that.
It's
You dust
right.
them off.
We're literally dusting them off and doing some education with those families.
Sure,
Yeah.
it makes sense.
They did right things, they planned for it, they still know what they're doing with it.
Right,
They still
most
know.
people don't,
Most don't.
a lot of their
Yeah,
stuff, right.
yeah. So the financial advisor was good, and so there's a lot of the financial advisors that have sold product like that over years, just like Becky has, but then they made the sale and they're just kind of sitting in the closet,
Right.
or sitting in the desk.
Well, they don't realize, because if they heard whatever they heard in the beginning,
Mhm.
I'm sure years later, they don't remember that.
No, I don't remember what's
You
in
may not
mine.
even know where they are.
I know it's in my drawer, but I know that I bought an increasing benefit rider and this and that, I don't know the benefits. It's my own, so,
I hear ya.
yeah. No, we get into all kinds of conversations like this, from financial advice to home modification.
Really?
We talk about all these things with people
That's
all
good.
the time.
That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
I know for me that even when I was having this surgery, I got my estate plan out, and that's my mom. That is my mom. Your mom is Lynette Zhang?
Yeah.
I'll talk to you in a minute. I'm like,
You're being waved at. We're going live again.
so welcome back, everyone. During the break, I learned so much when I'm here during the break on the show, because you know what, we talk a little bit longer through Facebook land out there, and we've been talking a lot about certain things, and one of them is, I might just talk about it
Sure,
real quickly if it's
sure.
okay.
Yeah.
That a lot of people buy life insurance policies,
Right.
right? And they got them long years and years and
Yep.
years and years ago, and you said that they should dust them off and
They should.
take them out.
They should dust them
Because
off,
why?
yeah. Well, they often don't know, 25 years ago, they were told, and told rightly, hey, long-term care is gonna cost you a lot of money. Long-term care might cost you $40,000, $60,000, $80,000, $100,000 a year. And your portfolio can't handle all that unless you got some additional insurance. So they buy these long-term care policies, and then they've gone in the drawer, right? And they have a look at them. They don't understand that not only are there benefits for maybe assisted living care in there, but there's also benefits for home care. There might be a benefit for care coordination or having a nurse, care manager come help you with your appointments and managing your life and keep all things that would be really great to keep you safe at home. And you've got a benefit in your drawer you might not even know you have.
Right.
So I'm partnering with a local, one of our local financial houses that she's been an amazing advocate for her clients for 35, 40 years. It's like mother hen, and these financial advisors provide such a phenomenal service to their families because they've been there through all of life's changes, and now their clients are aging out. So we're going to do more education, webinars, lunch and learns,
I love it.
newsletters to help them open those policies, get into what those benefits are, how to access your benefits, how to stay safely at home. And if they have to move, well then options are there to do that. But I've got to help you first oftentimes before we get to me.
Right, and it's all about having that consultation, getting him
Yep.
in the home,
Yep.
checking it out, what's going on. He knows what to look for, he also knows how to talk to the parent.
Yep.
That's also so important, because when you're the child, I don't care how old the child is, that parent is like, you're not telling me what to do, you know, so you know how to talk.
Happens all the time. And my mother doesn't want to hear from me directly. My mother-in-law doesn't want to hear from me and my wife, even though this is our chosen business, right? So a third person often helps unlock a logjam in communication. It allows somebody that knows this, or that learns about the situation, that knows the pathway to walk to get all the parties to talk, or to help mom and dad get past. Our parents survived the Depression, came through World War II. They are the most proud, private people generation of all, right? And so they connect telling you they need help to some sort of failure on their part, or it's really personal to not be a burden. And as kids, we want to love our parents. We do want to love our parents. We've said for years, it's our turn now to love those who loved and cared for us. It's our turn now as the kids. So when you don't let me love you, it creates more barriers. So a third person like me and my team comes in, and we can sort of get behind the walls, get mom to talk to us, loosen things up, create a pressure relief to a situation that sometimes
The number to
can
call
get
us, the number to call is 602-845-1320, valley-wide, A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. This is a free service to you. It just makes sense. Please have him come in. He's the best at what he does. Again, and have that assessment and let him guide you, let him help you find out, is this the right time? And if so, then he knows of all the places. You probably, when you walk in the door, kind of know already. You get to know that person probably within minutes. You know some places that are probably going to be the best for them. And you go on tours, right?
We do.
That's what
We
they do.
Our process includes that assessment, that personal assessment, and then we set up the tours and escort you through and help you ask the right questions all the way through the process until we get there.
The website is optionsforseniorliving.com. Now, I something that you have brought up quite a bit, and it was here a second ago in here, but I think I'm having a senior moment for a second. But is that, you know, when you go in and you do this assessments, I think that what they need to know, what is the process of what that looks like? And then I'll get it back when you're talking.
Yeah, well, I wanted to mention in just my last set of comments around cost, what your insurance covers. I also wanted to point out, this is a big out-of-pocket expense. People ask me straight up, what is my health insurance?
That's
What
what
does
it's
my
all
Medicare
about.
pay for? And Medicare pays for nothing. Nothing
And
is.
they don't understand that.
Medicare is your health insurance, so doesn't cover anything. There is a Medicaid, now that's federal money coming to the state that funds various programs for, under-resourced people and people who have care needs. We have a program called Arizona Long-Term Care, or ALTEX. That Medicaid program might be a resource for some families to help pay for their long-term care. Otherwise, it's out of pocket. And so when you're talking about $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 a month for assisted living, if you choose to live in a nursing home, different than assisted living, you have 24/7 nurses, you could be looking at $75,000 to $15,000 a month. You know, $250 a day to $5,000 a day to live in that level of care, and it's very institutional, and we don't recommend a lot of that. The state of Arizona has wonderful expanded directed care license laws in our assisted living that allow us to care for people at assisted living right up to the end of life. So when we go down and we sit down and talk to families, we involve all this healthcare and medical stuff and what's going on with the family system. We gotta talk about money too. I have to know what their resources are so that we can design a solution that fits their current and projected long-term care needs so that it's sustainable. That's the word I use, is sustainable. I don't want people going somewhere that they love for 18 months and they go, oh, sorry, we're out of money. You've outlived your money.
Oh gosh, that's
horrible.
terrible.
That's horrible. So we really then design plans around using all of their assets, whether it's the equity in the home, they've got long-term care insurance, maybe they've got an old life policy that can be liquidated. There's opportunity in that. Veterans, we can tap into the aid and attendant benefit that many vets qualify for, know nothing about it. Even the vets can get care for their spouse who may be diminishing before them. So there's
so many.
Lots of things we can talk about.
And that's what he knows. He knows it all. He knows the questions to ask
Yeah.
and what to think about. The other thing that I remembered,
Okay.
and that is, you've said many, many times that when you've gone into the homes, that you're talking to the children and asking them, you know, what are you doing for them? Right, you know what I'm gonna say now anyway. Because people don't realize that they're already being the caretaker. And you've said that a million
well,
times.
that's
Your mother is, or father is already in.
That's it. They're already in assisted living because you're doing
the job.
You're the care plan. And so reality for us as caregivers, and I'm a caregiver, that for caregivers of those who have Alzheimer's or dementia, we stand a 2/3 chance, a higher probability of dying before the person who has disease.
Wow.
Alzheimer's disease.
It's hard work.
It's hard work. Our medical conditions get exacerbated all the time. Heartburn, high blood pressure, stress, poor sleep, name it, right? We get into trouble with our own health because we're caring for someone else. It's a lot. So we want to disperse the pressure of that. Every person with Alzheimer's or dementia has 1 to 4 caregivers unpaid in their life. So that's their kids, that's the spouses. So the caregivers we talk to constantly, that we have to get to you and help you get help. We designed this incredible online Facebook community called the Aging Parent Tribe in Phoenix. The Aging Parent Tribe is not a place where you're going to get sold anything by any of the professionals that also support it. It is a place for caregivers to come and talk about their issues and talk about what's going on with their mom, or talk about what's going on with their own life, or balancing the realities of their parents and their children and their job and their husband is daunting. And so the Aging Parent Tribe on Facebook is a private group. If that's you or we're talking to you, hit us up. We will invite you to be a part of that group. And the conversations that are happening in that group are phenomenal.
I'm sure. I
Yeah.
know. I've seen the group, and I once in a while will poke myself onto that thing because it's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you for that too. Because let me just say something, folks. When you're taking care of your parents, and I saw this too with my ex-mother-in-law, it's so hard on the children that the love is gone. The love goes away. As much as you love them, and I know you do, but what happens when, let's say your parent is not being so nice to you, and you just can't, at some point, can't wait for the whole thing to end already, and I hate to say that, but that's how people start feeling. I saw it myself. This man here is the man to talk to when it comes to this. Absolutely. And I'm telling you folks, if you were someone else that you know, please call them and have this free consultation. It's a free service to you, and what he does is magic. It's magic.
Thank you.
To help other people. What are your fabulous?
Well, I just want to say one thing. Just check our website out, optionsforseniorliving.com. Our family's here for your family.
That number again to call is 602-845-1320. He said it the best. His family is there to help your family.
Right.
If I said it right. He's A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. They work valley-wide. This is a free service to you. Please call 602-845-1320. It's optionsforseniorliving.com.